was a different car, and you know, so all this. Yeah, he's prosperous. How do you say?
Prosperous.
Huh?
Prosperous.
Prosperous. Yeah, he's prosperous. Okay. So you think this is the result of the killing action that he has been doing all these years? I said no, it cannot be. But he is not getting sick. He is successful in his business because his sin or the non-virtuous action is huge. You know, killing one animal with the proper action that can lead you to hell. And then he is doing this, not only 1, 7, 8 killing action every day for years. So his bad action, bad karma is huge. So he cannot get the result in this life. In human form, what can the worst thing? What you can be sick. That's the worst thing. You know, you can put in jail or you can be sick. So you can be sick badly, and that's all you can suffer. And that is not enough result for his actions. Cannot be enough result for his actions. Sick, getting headache or stomach ache, or in the human realm, the worst thing happened to him cannot compensate his actions. So these bad actions cannot right in this life. Cannot. It is impossible. You understand? It is impossible. So he is not getting the results of his actions. He is getting the results of good actions that he has done earlier, and that will finish. And then afterwards, then it will be very difficult for him to, to get up, because he has to pay for all these actions, and that will be for many, many years. So you cannot count the years even. So that is what is happening with him. So you are this lady. I told her you are practicing Dharma. So you have accumulated very good amount of merit, and so now you are sick. You are getting sick, and sometimes you are not very lucky, and you are suffering. This suffering is nothing. What you are getting in human realm, this is nothing. But what happens is that this is not I'm saying. This is Buddha said in his sutra, Dhammankata. You know? Huh? Dhammankata. It is translated as Dhammankata. So in Dhammankata he said, very clearly he said, and then that who first he said, who reads this sutra, who hears this sutra, who recites this sutra, and the amount of merit is huge that you cannot measure. And it is not possible to measure. The sands, the atoms of the sands at the sea coast, you may be able to measure, but the merit of this you cannot measure. It is immeasurable. Yeah. And then he goes on, and then he said, who is reciting this mantra, who is meditating on this mantra, you might have read Dhammankata Sutra. So who recites the mantra, who meditate on this mantra, this sutra, that man will suffer. and will suffer more and more and more. He said that. That is because then, so why he said so? Because when someone is reciting this sutra, he accumulated a lot of merit, and then the past lives, bad actions, they become very small. It is weekend, and then it's a weekend, greatly weekend. Okay, understand? So the small negative actions are left, and that result can be ripened in this life, because the headache and by getting headache and some becoming unlucky and so forth. But that is nothing, compared to the suffering of other things. That this is no suffering at all. So through that you will purify completely your bad actions, and then you will go in the future. You will become happier and happier and happier. So that is what he meant in Dhammacakka Sutra. All right. So that when we talk about the hell, because the other day I discussed in the Bodhisattva way of life, there's no need. There's one certain place that is called hell, and they're always they're there, and then the people who committed bad actions, they will go there, come out. It is not like that. When you, for example, when you die, and if you have to go to hell, then after that, in your vision, you will get that suffering. And that could be anywhere, even if it could be in the world, but we don't see it. Because we don't have the karma, so we cannot feel it. We cannot see it. Only those who have the karma, they can feel it, they can see it. So it doesn't have to be there's one place. The Chinese, Ganden Tang. You know Ganden Tang? Yes. So they say Ganden Tang.
Yeah, communist.
Yeah. Okay. So that they said when they came to Tibet, don't worry about hell, going to hell. Don't worry, there's no hell. If there's a hell, we have missiles. We will destroy the hells, and then you don't have to worry. So they said to the people in Tibet. So, but it is not like that. It is that's your karmic vision. So you have to feel it. You have to till your bad karma is exhausted. You have to feel it. When the bad karma is exhausted, it will disappear. And then, if you have good karma, then you will have the vision of the world, the human realm, and heaven realm. So that vision. So all these are, like illusory body. We discussed about illusion. So this is illusion, So as far as the karma is there, we have to feel the illusion. So actually we must try to get out of this illusion. When you get out of this illusion, then you are liberated. Then nirvana, what do you call it? That is nirvana, so liberation. So we are in illusion. So as long as we have strong clinging to this illusion, understand? Cling. Then this karma system is there with you. When you get out of the illusion, then you are out of karma system. So then there is no illusion. There is no there's no fear. There is no suffering. That is called liberation. So I just wanted to discuss a little bit about this, and I still don't know whether it is clear or not. So if it is still not clear, we can discuss. We must discuss, and also I would like to request you to read more about karma, to think more about karma, and then at the same time you do this Ganden Lha Gyama, so that you will get the wisdom to understand the meaning of karma. So that is very important. Otherwise, it's one discussion, two discussions, you cannot understand. I have studied Buddhist philosophy since I was very young, and still I don't have answers to all the questions, So it takes time. I also had all these doubts in my mind when I was younger, and then there was one book came from China in Tibetan. That was written by maybe Ganden Lha. So that book was all about there's no God, there's no deity. So this all are rubbish. So there's a big book, and I read that book. Very convincing, very convincing. And so many questions, of course, in my mind, of course. And then I came across with the relativity theory of this Einstein. I read that a small book, but relativity theory. So the relativity theory that helped me to think about, to understand the dependent rising and cause and effect system. And I read a little bit about the cosmology, the Western cosmology. So how they also believe that how nowadays scientists are even more closer to Buddhist philosophy. Those days in late 1970s, early 1980s, I'm talking about. So those days, the scientists are not that close to Buddhist philosophy, because they also don't believe, because they don't see rebirth, so they don't believe. They don't know about karma, they don't believe. But now they are talking about the quantum physics. So these are very similar to Buddhist philosophy. So they are getting closer and closer to Buddhist philosophy. So I think these things. So you have to. What I meant is that you have to read and then analyze and think, and then you will get more understanding. Because one discussion, two discussion cannot solve all the problems. But we must keep on trying. So that I wanted to tell you, and then you can also ask me questions if you have any questions later. So because otherwise, if we don't go through this book, then we will. Huh? What about that?
Never end to it.
Never end there. Okay. So. So we are going to discuss about the Gaden Lha Gyama Guru Yoga. Hundred Tsongkhapa, when he was alive, he in his 50s, early 50s, he taught. He gave a grand teaching on Tantra Yama in Gaden Monastery in Tibet. the Ganden monastery is established by himself. That is called the mother monastery. The mother monastery of Gelugpa tradition. So Tsongkhapa established and founded this mother monastery, Ganden monastery, and there he taught, and all his main disciples were there. And then he gave the Tantra, ground Tantra teaching. And then after many days, teaching many days, after he finished the teaching, and then he asked, who is going to take care of this precious teaching after me? When I be gone, who will take care of this teaching? And everybody was silent. Nobody was speaking. Even these two main disciples, everybody was silent. So there was one monk, Shirap Singye. So he got up and then he did a prostration 3 times. And then he said, I will take care of this teaching. So then Tsongkhapa got very happy. He was very happy. And then anyway, after Tsongkhapa, then he established one of the Tantric college, one of the Tantric college, the Upper Tantric college. He founded that college, and then there was a tradition of teaching Tantrayana in the Tantric college. So one of his disciples, this Sherab Singye's disciple, and then one of the great disciples of Sherab Singye. So he told actually his disciple to go to a certain cave and to meditate. So he predicted one place, and then he advised his disciple to go there and then meditate there. And then he tried to find out the place, and finally he found the place, and he went there, and then he made a small cave for himself, and he meditated there for many years. And then one day, the Tsongkhapa with his 2 sons appeared in his vision. In real of his vision appeared, and then according to his vision, how Tsongkhapa and his 2 sons appeared, and then what he did to these 3 gurus. So according to that, he composed this prayer. So after that, then this prayer became very famous because through this, then you can practice the accumulation of merit and purification, practice of purification. So, and then put together with your guru, that becomes even more powerful, you know. So that is that is how it became very effective Guru Yoga practice. And then from there is an unbroken lineage from one master to another master and so forth. So it is there is a lineage also unbroken. So lineage is very important because the blessing should come from lineage to lineage, unbroken lineage to lineage, and then to us. Otherwise, if it is broken, then there is no blessing. The blessing wouldn't be no more there. Okay? Yeah. So that is, and then okay, we can maybe you know the 7 limbs practice. Yeah. Seven limbs practice. Okay, so many of you know about seven limbs practice, right? Seven limbs practice is the main practice of Dharma practice. So when we talk about Dharma practice, then it is always in the seven limb practice. So seven limbs practice. This here also seven limbs practice. Seven branches of practice. And first of all, okay, the first sentence is, first verse is invitation, and the first sentence is, what it says, O omniscient Lord of the Dharma, Lama Tsongkhapa. Please come here together with your spiritual children, floating on, what is this? Fluffy clouds, fluffy white clouds, piled up like fresh curd from the heart of the Lord of Tushita's 100 gods. So this is English translation, right? So actually, the last sentence is the first sentence, from the heart of the Lord of Tushita. The Tushita is a heaven, one of the six desire heaven realm. So desire heaven realm, there are six different desire heaven realm. And then the fourth one is called Tushita. So that heaven realm, it is like a city, like a city. We have this big city, and then you go further, little far from the city. Then there's like a monastery that is called Tushita, of the place of future Buddha, Maitreya Buddha. That is called Tushita. So, so you can visualize, if you want to visualize, you can visualize that place of the pure land of Maitreya Buddha, which is very beautiful, far from the city, quite far from the city, but you still can see, and a very beautiful place. Beautiful means you can imagine as beautiful as you can, like so many flowers, big garden, and precious stones, and jade, and gold, amber, and whatever, so these kind of things, and then the blue stone, what do you call it? Huh? Huh? Oh, that one. Okay. And that one. So the land is like that, made of that, and then the ponds, in the pond, the small ponds, then lotus flower, and then there is the main palace, very beautiful main palace, and right in the middle of that beautiful palace, then the Maitreya Buddha is sitting on a throne, throne made of precious things like all those gold and coral, made of these all precious things. And then he was sitting there, not in Vajra posture, but as if he's sitting on a chair, two legs, two legs hanging, sitting on a chair. So So from in his heart, so you can visualize that in his heart there's some kind of, like a net, and then from inside you can see, from outside you can see these three Tsongkhapa and his two sons are there, and from their side also you can see outside, but it's like the flowers in the glass bowl, we have glass bowl earlier to put on pepper. So what do you call that? Pepper?
Weight.
Huh?
Weight.
Weight. Pepper weight. So that like that you can see. So then you wish to invite him, then he comes from the heart of Maitreya Buddha, up from the heaven. And how he comes? Lord of Dhamma, the King of Dhamma. Lama Tsongkhapa is the name, the personal name of Tsongkhapa. Floating on the fluffy white clouds, the big white cloud in the middle, and small two white clouds, right and left side, and slightly lower than the smaller and lower than the middle one. So in the middle cloud, Tsongkhapa is sitting on a throne, and the throne is made of precious things and so forth. It's the same, and then slightly lower and smaller two throne on the two sides of Tsongkhapa, and there his two sons. With the two disciples, two main disciples, and they appear like this. We have this statue over here. They appear in that way. So come out of the heart of the Maitreya Buddha in front of you, just in front of your forehead. So not very high, because then it will be difficult to meditate on. So you cannot put them low. That is not good omen for you. It is not auspicious for you. So it's forehead. And how far from your forehead? That is, it says that you can think of 2 meters or 1 meter. How many? So you can keep that distance. The full length prostration, the full length of your body. So over there, then you can visualize his three, Tsongkhapa and his two main disciples. So that you understand? Yeah. Okay, then the second verse is, in the sky before me, on lying thrones with lotus and moon seats, sit the holy gurus with the beautiful smiling faces, supreme field of merit for my devotion. Please stay 100 eons to spread the teachings. Ganden Lha So now there is a request to stay there, to live there for eons and eons, for as they say, as the supreme field of merit. So there are many fields from where you can accumulate merit. But the Guru is the supreme field from where you can collect merit. So it is called the best the most you can produce a merit, that is through your guru, you know. So here Guru Tsongkhapa, that means Tsongkhapa is the Tsongkhapa, your guru, your personal guru. If you have your personal guru, then your personal guru in the form of Tsongkhapa appeared in front of you, and he is there. So Guru, our Guru, and Buddha, they are always there. Whenever you think of them, they must be there. No doubt. You should not have any doubt about that. When you think of Buddha, they are always there. The problem is we don't think of Buddha. The problem is we don't think of our Guru and Buddha, you know. So when we think, they're there. So your guru, if you have your personal guru, then the personal guru is in the form of Tsongkhapa with his two sons in front of you. They're very important because you know, when you think about, and similarly you can also think when we practice Tantrayana, it's very important. You cannot put your guru and deity separately. You cannot put it. It has to be one. But in Sutrayana, it is not necessary. You know, your teacher is you can consider your teacher as a representative of Buddha. You know, and so you can respect him as a representative of Buddha, and you can still accumulate merit through him. But when it comes to Tantrayana, because you know, the Tibetan Buddhism in Tibet, the Tantrayana become very public, and everybody talk about Tantrayana. Everybody try to practice Tantrayana, so it became